Will do.
Oh, we are live, I think.
Do I get a link off someone?
It's not up yet.
That's what she said. I repeat, that's what she said.
There we are.
We are live, are we?
Yeah. I'll throw the link into the chat.
Sorry about
Also
this,
called-
everyone.
It's just Patty, just quickly. It's also called Daisy with the crew.
I did change it there. It must have changed. Ah, well, is it
Oh,
Daisy?
no.
We are Daisy with the crew, are we?
We're lazy and Daisy. When here's
We're
the
lazy
crew.
and Daisy. Oh, God. It doesn't even, I've got the bloody wrong camera on and all. Oh, this is not good. This is not going good.
Do you want to delay for
This
a
is not going good.
We're not live, are we? Like,
We are live.
Yeah, we are, yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody, Dr. Nick. Might as well just get on with the bloody show. Did change it there. It must have changed. This has
Daisy
not
with
been
the
a...
boys.
As the lads, Adam, how are you? Is it Daisy? We are Daisy. I have to stop listening to myself. This has been an awful setup. I'm not going to lie. We are live with the Republic of Players podcast. We are going through lots and lots of news, lots of controller news, lots of EA news, lots of, I don't know, news. How is everybody?
Perfect.
Perfect. And we have a brand new member, Brian. He is a legend amongst the EA Sports. EA.
It's in the game.
It's in the game. It's in the game.
I did
Brian,
actually work for EA once on a sports game.
Did you?
On a sports game. I had a job recording Conor McGregor playing KSI at UFC 2.
Nice.
So
Okay. That is very, 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 very random.
but
You
it's a
must say.
story. You have a lot to talk about today. That takes a while. So
That is a bloody story. We can jump straight into the news. We might as well talk about the tragedy that's after happening with the submarine getting lost outside the Titanic wreckage. It's been going on the last few days. It's just after coming out that they're finding debris. Thankfully, well, not. It's the best of the bad. It's the best of the bad situation that they went down quickly. But the weird thing about this is that they had a controller on it, and it was a Logitech from 2010. Now,
Yes.
I don't know if I'd use this on my PC. Never mind an $1 million sub.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's very odd. Obviously it's odd, but like as you were saying, I think if you're going down that depths, you would think there'd be some sort of like at least like what was that game? It was Steel Battalion or whatever the one we had the big massive controller. You think you'd have something at least like that?
No, you do not want the Steel Battalion controller. You do not want the Steel Battalion controller.
Clearly, you don't want the Logitech controller.
That thing was terrible.
Well, I don't know if we don't know if it was the controller's fault, but we'll see.
It's funny. This controller is the exact controller I imagined when I think of PC gaming 15 years ago, before everything had Xbox 360 drivers. It's like the perfect third-party looking controller. I've never seen anything like it.
I wouldn't. It looks like something you go to around your friend's house and they give you the bad controller. Like,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
I just
You
say
can
no.
use this one.
I'm not using that controller. Get away from me.
wasn't a Mad Catz like.
Yeah, Logitech have made good things in the past.
A fight stick with like a 6-button setup or whatever. Just listen, I know what I'm doing. No, obviously it is horrible because you don't want to see anybody die, especially seeing. And I agree with you, Paddy. Like the fact that they're pretty sure now it imploded. Hopefully, it imploded like early, and they're only finding it now. But like, it would have been horrible if they were stuck down there and no air, no food, all that. But like they've been raising concerns about this sub for a while. It's only kind of coming out now. Obviously, all this stuff kind of comes out after an accident happens. So it's madness. It's a mad story.
It's going to make a really good movie at some point.
Oh well, I don't know if they make a movie out of it now when they didn't survive. If they survived,
And they just have to wait like 3 extra years to do it. It'll definitely happen.
do you think?
Oh, absolutely.
I think it could happen, but I think for cert you're going because as you were saying, I think earlier that there is a Channel 5 documentary already like pretty much about to air, but
I think it was on a half hour ago.
fair enough. But there's definitely going to be a big like those big scale kind of Netflix documentaries about it. I'd say for sure.
There will be the movie, but this will be one of those cautionary tale movies. It'll be like how the company screwed up.
Oh yeah, that's a good angle actually. It could actually go like go to the company and all that. That is it's mad.
That CEO seems like a real dumb person.
Yeah, it's very hard to know what people with that are crazy like that want to like innovate and try and push the world to certain places. You're a genius before you're an idiot. Do you know what I mean? Like they probably looking at him think he was amazing. Like 2 billionaires backed him, and it just didn't work out. But he should have been listening to, like, especially
Common sense.
Yeah, common sense. Like, but it's such a thing to do. Like people's lives you're gambling with just because you got a crazy idea, and it obviously didn't work out for them.
Sorry, Brian, go away.
Yeah, there was a big reading all the discussions. There is a big bang of this Silicon Valley kind of we're special because we're clever, and often they're not clever.
No.
They're a billionaire or someone's invested in them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you had 2 billionaires, I think, invested in them.
Yeah, and like billionaires are people that got lucky and usually came from a family that had a load of millionaires in it. You know, it's just because they have a lot of money doesn't mean they're exceptional in any way other than they have money. So it doesn't mean because they've chosen you, you're special. Like, a lot of these rules are there for a reason.
A young 17-year-old died in it as well. It's just horrible. Beginning of his life, like it's just horrible to be thinking about.
Like it's very easy to forget there's humans involved and just go, it's a bunch of billionaires, ha ha ha. But
still people.
Still people's families and stuff that died, So
four of them didn't choose to make a shoddy submarine.
Yeah.
No, they didn't. But 250,000 to go down on it.
Yeah, $1 million. They do it once a year and they make $1 million out of it.
Holy fucking hell! £1 million. Jesus.
And like inside looks terrifying to start with.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's like a mini. They said it's like the size of a minivan.
Ah, Jesus.
Yeah, and like these 4 tiny holes you have to take you take the photos through. It's like it's.
But they were saying, I don't know if it's true, but they were saying you can't really see much out the front of it anyway. You end up looking at it on a laptop screen when you're down there. That's like kind of a bit of pointless, isn't it?
I did see that probably the front of it fair enough, and maybe the portholes aren't that big or whatever. But I did see there was a video circulating of a woman who did it like last year or whatever, and it was actually part of it that people didn't realize that like it's not just like outside the Titanic and like they're taking whatever they're watching it from afar. They like kind of go in and like they're because researchers go down on this stuff as well. They kind of go really close and like they kind of interweave in with it. So like that's why people were thinking maybe it actually got trapped on the Titanic. Some people were thinking maybe it got trapped in the debris down there.
Yeah, maybe
this is all showing that James Cameron's a psychopath.
Why?
He goes down like twice a year.
He's doing that all the time.
Yeah. More people have, again, this is a headline, so maybe this isn't true, but what I saw was that more people have gone to space than to that depth in the ocean.
Yeah. I know that we know more about Mars than we do about the ocean.
James Cameron's gone down more times than anybody's gone to space.
There's an entire conspiracy theory about James Cameron and the Titanic, right? Because he went down on 9/11 and came up and 9/11 had happened. So there's lots of people who thought James Cameron was responsible for 9/11.
Was he conspiring with Poseidon? Like,
I can't remember who was with him. It was someone like Nathan Fillion, though, or some random actor. It was like
Nathan Fillion.
Those two. Yeah.
Oh, God, that'd be crazy.
You wonder who sits around and makes these things bloody up. He wasn't. He was down in the water at the time.
I think half of them started as jokes, and then somebody's like, maybe.
Yeah. A lot of them are just like Reddit jokes that went too far. The people,
I know other people. That's what happened with Finland not being real.
Birds not being real. That's my favorite one.
Birds.
Yeah, there's like a whole movement on TikTok about birds not being real, and everyone's joking.
They're drones. They're drones.
Yeah, they are. They're drones.
To be honest,
have you ever seen a bird die natural causes? No, they're always just dead.
Dead from cats.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I kind of go with is when you're driving by fields and stuff, the way cows look like they're not moving. Just cows are just paused in the field. They're not real because they move.
I've been saying it for years.
They're just really lazy.
They're just really slow. Isn't it? It was like me when you thought I was frozen a minute ago. There is another news story linked to this one. It's Iron Lung, the game. Is it? Yeah, Iron Lung, the game is selling out like mad now because people are trying to buy it because it's a horror game kind of based around the same thing, isn't it? You're in a submarine. Have any
People are
played it?
weird.
Yeah.
No.
The funny thing was, I was going to play it, but not for this reason. It's because Markiplier, of all people, is making a movie based on Iron Lung. It's like his first like directorial debut. If you ever watch Markiplier, he like does loads of stuff. He makes like choose your own adventure stuff on YouTube. He likes being very creative, and he's actually got the go ahead to make this movie, and he's releasing it. And that was like crazy because it's so weird that you're making this movie, and then as you're developing this movie, an actual submarine disaster happens.
Yeah.
I wonder what this movie like do mad bank because of this.
Don't know. But the game is, as we were saying, Paddy, like the game is after making crazy sales because
it's flying up in the sales.
Oh, it's actually about a missing Titanic submarine.
Is it on the dot? Like,
yeah, mad. On the dot. I didn't know that.
Simpsons did it.
I can actually see why it's got popular. It's so connected. It's crazy.
Apparently, it's very good as well. Like, obviously it's gotten attention to be a movie made out of it, but like people do really like it as well.
But it's the world. It's the world we live in now. Trending. It's like woo! It's trending. Let's buy it. It's ridiculous.
But at least like the developer has come out and said like he's like again he didn't have to say anything, but he said like he's shocked and doesn't really know how to take the fact that a real life tragedy has made him a bit richer. He's like, listen, it feels weird.
Yeah, I think he texted her about this feels wrong.
While he cries into his money. No, but I mean, interesting horror game. That does sound an interesting horror game now, to be honest. I don't know if it's never come up on my radar before.
I wonder, is it a case that now that everyone's thinking about this for like 4 or 5 days, is it like the scariest game ever?
That is the scariest. Like, that is a nightmare. Like, like
everybody has been like, this is like, that's the worst experience I could imagine.
It's like next to being like stuck in an elevator, but way down the sea.
Yeah.
Like,
there's no escape.
No, there's no escape at all.
Have you ever been on a submarine?
No.
I was on one in Germany, like a Second World War submarine, and like there's barely more than enough width to move because there's stuff everywhere. Do you know what I mean? Equipment or bunks or whatever. There's barely more width than your body to move up and down them. Like, even if nothing was wrong, it's just, and obviously there's no air. It's just a horrible space to be in. Like,
and this one's even smaller. This one's a fucking 22 foot, 22 feet.
The back of a transit van.
Yeah, that's it. I've been in a couple of them, unfortunately.
And I'd imagine it's not the high top one as well. It's not the high top. It's the normal side.
I remember Darla driving us from Meath to Dublin, or Meath to Donegal, and us in the back of the van the whole way up. It was great crack. In the dark van. In the dark van. It's brilliant. But it does sound like hell on earth. Like, I'd rather that was just blowing up at the start whenever. Because imagine being stuck down there for 5 days with 5 people in this little space waiting for the auction to run out.
And,
my God.
And they brought no food and water as well because it was only like a 5-hour trip or whatever.
Well, they're not supposed to be down there for a few days, no? I thought they were supposed to be down there.
I don't think so.
People are going to stream this game playing it with the Logitech controller.
Oh yeah, that's going to happen. That's 100%
absolutely going to happen. That's definitely because they're also selling it.
Mad. I don't like. People are weird. But they're making memes up like a day happened. It's like, oh, they're millionaires. It doesn't matter. It's like, okay, what if you think? Another thing as well. There's someone who came out and said that stuff like this, not to this extreme, like stuff people capsizing boats and people have been stuck out in sea happens every week, happens every day. But this has only got, like, people don't go, no one goes rescuing them a lot of the time. They just let them go. It's because this has got much more publicity. It's like all the countries are coming together and getting this and getting that. Like, it's good, but like they should pay attention to other people too, not just the rich people.
I think only 35 out of 100 people that go overboard from a boat get rescued. So
the main point is just stay away from the sea.
The sea is awful. Stay away from it. It's full with jellyfish and.
It's a dangerous place. Like, it's a dangerous place.
It is. There's a reason Subnautica is the scariest game of all time.
Yeah. But like, even if you're going out to swim at the sea, like, it's dangerous. Like, you're taking, as soon as you go out there, you don't know what's going to happen. You get taken away by a current. Like, you just don't know. Like, you could lose.
Like John says there's jellyfish that have been alive since the dawn of the age.
Yeah.
Hate it.
Some jellyfish don't die.
Get rid of the sea. Get rid of it. I don't want it. Get rid of it. We don't need it.
No.
Take all the salt out of it and use it for real water.
What's good for...
We're going to need it.
Waterworld's a good film, though. That's when a war takes over the whole world.
I agree. I love Waterworld. I think
Waterworld's a very good film.
It's so maligned.
You don't like it? No, I thought it was very good.
It's fine. I think it drags. I think it drags a little bit, but it's not the worst.
But he's like he's evolved. He's a fish.
Yeah, it's an X-Men movie.
It is an X-Men movie, yeah.
But that's so funny. He's like, well, maybe it's a full war. It's a water world. You're a human. You don't belong here. He does. So like, it's kind of you that's the problem. Our next piece of news is there's a new. Well, someone's looking to make a Punisher game. I've lost my notes on this. Who's looking to make it? Do we remember?
I didn't see that shared today.
I did read it, but I can't remember Paddy as well.
Is it from the makers? Stop! I'm stalling. It's over here somewhere. I know I shared it. Anyway, do you want the Punisher game? That's the main. That's what we jumped to straight away.
Yeah, everyone wants the Punisher.
If it's half as good as the PS2 game, I'll be delighted.
I didn't play the PS2 game. It's the makers. It's the director of The Last of Us Part 2 wants to make it. So that should be pretty good.
The PS2 game has one of my favorite moments of a game ever, where like the second level starts, it's just a black screen, and all it just says press X to sit up. You press X and you just come out of a coffin with a machine gun and you mow down all these mobsters, and it's amazing.
That's like a Duke Nukem moment. That's something like that. Yeah. That's something a Duke Nukem would happen to Duke Nukem.
It's the coolest moment. Press X to sit up. You have no idea what's going on. It looks like you're out of the coffin and everybody's dead.
Everybody's gone. Like it is an awesome. Punisher's awesome. I hope to make another TV show as well, because the last one was excellent.
There's very strong rumors he's showing up in the Daredevil series. Very strong rumors.
Isn't that how it happened last time as well? That he showed up in Daredevil first, and then they give him his own show.
They're always going to be intrinsically linked in a lot of people's eyes.
He plays. Is it what's his name? John
Barenthal. John Barenthal.
Yeah, Barenthal. He's brilliant. What a brilliant actor.
Yeah.
What a brilliant actor. And he plays him so well. It's just it goes. That was my favorite Marvel show, hands down. I loved it. It was very good, and like the game would be great as well. It's obviously going to be 18s as well.
I have a lot of things to say about I think The Last of Us is kind of overhyped and overly boring, but
it's not for everybody.
I think he might be like the best game developer that could make a Punisher game, like a gritty, painful game.
Yeah, he's dour. He's a dour. Exactly. I completely agree with that.
A game where like you have to go through like do the whole Batman, what do you call it, long Halloween idea, where Punisher has one bad night and just watch him getting beaten down and come back over and over again would make an amazing game.
Yeah.
So you're thinking that he just goes back to his wife and children getting killed basically, and then comes back from that?
No, I would like to do the whole idea of one really bad night, like something bad happens in New York and Punisher is left to deal with it, and it's a tough night. I like the idea of doing that one. Doesn't he?
Isn't he wipe out the whole gang, the big massive gang? He wiped out every single one of them, isn't he?
He has done that multiple times.
That's like issue 67.
That funeral scene was one. There's a funeral comic as well where he kills an entire mob family at the funeral of the godfather of the mob. Oh, I love the Punisher.
Not over top at all. I think we should go
just one where he gets beaten down. And you can see, just like Die Hard in the city with the Punisher. That's what I would do as a game.
Yeah, the raid.
Yeah, the raid.
I'm sorry. Just
also, he would like to make a Hotline Miami game. That sounds weird and crazy.
Yeah, it would work.
James McGlinchey says, "I'd say they're only saying that to try and help their case for buying Activision." Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if that would help. We're going to make this game. We're going to make that game. Maybe it would. The Punisher would be class, but we'll see what happens. We'll go through the Nintendo Direct next. Did any of you get a chance to watch it or watch over anything that happened after? Any favorite games coming from it?
So I'm going to pop the list here. There's a couple of good ones.
Obviously, all the Mario games.
Yes, for Mario games, they're remaking Super Mario RPG, which is a game that's loved by a lot of people. I'm delighted to hear this. They're making a Peach game that looks to be something based on like different power-ups for different color dress. I'm not really sure.
They didn't show much at all for that.
But I think Pete stealing the show in the movie has meant this is going to be a big deal. And the other one was, what was the name of the new Mario game? It was like Mario. I have it down here. Super. Oh, there's a lot more. I thought there was.
There's a lot of Mario games. There's Luigi game.
Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Luigi game is they're releasing the Luigi's Mansion game that came out on 3DS on Switch. It's never been on a home console before. But yeah, they've announced Super Mario Bros. Wonder, which is the newest 2D Mario game, and it literally looks like Mario takes LSD. It's crazy looking. It's like they turn into different animals and they have like weird.
I made a short about it. They could turn into an elephant.
Yeah.
That's what I've always wanted from my Mario games. Elephants.
Like, finally here.
I do feel like they missed the best joke, the easiest joke in the world, where it's a magic flower and not a magic mushroom that makes Mario go all trippy. I don't get it. It's like it was so easy. It's own goal.
Maybe they don't want to be associated with that stuff.
Yeah, Nintendo was boring a lot of the time.
I don't think you can disassociate Mario with mushrooms at this stage.
No, exactly.
No, but I mean, drugs
already done,
with the LSD kind of stuff. I mean,
yeah, that's fair.
I don't know if anyone's a fan of the announced a new WarioWare game.
They're fun.
I love WarioWare games, so I'm really happy.
I'd say a lot of Nintendo fans were happy with this direct. Yes, there's a lot of like old school kind of games on
it. It was fine, but there was no smash hit like killer thing that was announced. People were expecting something crazy.
No Silk Song again. Yeah.
There's another Sonic game coming out. Sonic Superstars.
That's the one
yes, I'm very excited about that too.
That's the one that was shown at the Microsoft event. That one looks real cool.
Yeah. It's by the same people that made Sonic Mania, correct?
Yes.
And Sonic Mania is amazing. It's another 2D Sonic game. It looked really cool. It's got 4-player local as well, which is some people are going to absolutely adore that. That brings me back to like
it actually looks amazingly fun. Yeah, 4-player Sonic looks real fun.
Like Sonic 2 when you have to race each other. Like I still have memories of that. That's fantastic. The 2-player and that. But yeah, it's fantastic. I'm very looking forward to that. I'm a big Sonic fan. Well, the old school Sonics. I'm not too into the new ones, but Sonic Mania was cool.
Ryan, are you a Switch fan?
Not really.
No, I didn't think so. Yeah.
It's not my wheelhouse. I'm a big Sonic fan. Specifically
old
a big fan of Sonic Mania. So looking forward to that.
Sonic Mania was great.
Oh yeah. But like, do you know the story behind Sonic Mania? Like that guy was a ROM hacker.
Yeah, they're all modders.
Yeah, and they were like, okay, you can just make your game. So I'm loving the fact that he seems to have his feet under the table with Sega now. Like,
I mean, it's just been so much sense. It was like, hey, do you remember, again, sorry if people like the new Sonic game. So it's like, hey, do you remember when Sonic was good? Yeah, I do. Yeah, let's do that. What? You're a genius.
Yeah, incredible.
Who thought that?
The gas thing is, even when they tried it internally, remember when they did Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and it was this weird physics 3D and mock 2D, like, and it never worked.
Yeah.
They couldn't do it internally. Like,
the only one of that sort of decade and a half that was anything good was Sonic Generations, I thought.
How many Sonic games is there? Must be tons of them, right?
Oh,
like,
so Jesus. He's a werewolf in one of them, and a medieval knight in a different one.
It's not good enough to be Sonic the Hedgehog. You have to be a werewolf. Werewolves always work.
Shadow.
But yeah, also on this direct,
Shadow's pretty cool.
I now have to give Panic another $10 because I need to buy Vampire Survivors on the third console. Metal Gear Solid.
I was going to say, that's out on Switch, is it? Because I didn't see all the direct, I saw most of it.
It's going out on Switch.
I still haven't played Vampire Survivors, which is it's like that time when you kept telling me to play Hades. It's like, it's so your game, but I was like, yeah, I'll play it eventually. And then I played Hades. It's like, oh, it's one of the best games I've ever played. So I think I need to play Vampire Survivors. I might play it on the Switch.
I have 2 completed saves, and I'm going to have a third on the Switch.
I bought a Steam Deck not long ago, and the first game I got in it was Vampire Survivors, and the combination of mobile and Vampire Survivors is so good. Like, it's just amazing.
It's a satisfying game.
Because like my Switch, I won't lie, I don't use it that much. And for like a good year, my Switch was basically a portable Binding of Isaac device. Because I love
that game, man. Yeah,
it's my favorite game of all time. But
it's a great place to have Binding of Isaac.
It's just a great like those kind of roguelike kind of games where you go on, you have a run. They're so good for a portable.
Yep.
Sounds awesome.
The Metal Gear
what
Solid
else?
collection's coming to Switch.
Nice.
Which again,
Metal Gear is just smashing it.
Metal Gear Solid 1 on Switch sounds just brilliant.
I say you did enjoy this one. You're really hyped up about it.
I enjoyed it, but a lot of people didn't really because there wasn't. It was a load of good old stuff being turned into stuff.
There's always people that say they hate stuff. Always. It doesn't matter what happens.
That's true.
Shit. Yeah. It was shit. It was shit. There's something here though. It might be before my time. Brian, no offense, it might be yours. Myth Force. Have you heard of that?
No.
It says it's an old Saturday morning cartoon called Myth Force.
Oh, that's definitely my era.
No,
it's like one.
It's made to look like one of those.
Ah,
it looks really cool.
It looks very like the old Dungeons and Dragons cartoon looking.
Right. Sorry about that.
I don't want exactly like it, but it reminded me of that game that everybody's playing. The one apparently the Tarkov one. They got sued. The one where you're in a dungeon and you keep doing runs like it's Tarkov. Like Extraction.
I can't remember the name of it though. I honestly can't.
Yeah, it reminded me of that a little bit.
Poor Tarkov. It doesn't. It has its own problems. It doesn't need to keep getting sued.
Is it still in a bad way?
Yeah, it never was. I don't. Yeah, hopefully the wipe does something more, but it probably won't. Is there anything else? There's a Pokemon game that came out on it as well. Is there a new one?
There's DLC.
DLC, the Hidden Treasure of Area Zero, Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. Have you got this?
There's I haven't. Yeah, I'm probably going to be playing these DLCs. What else was on this? Persona 5 Tactics is a game I'm going to play the day it comes out.
Guys,
Persona 5.
That's got you written and tactic games, so it's you written all over it.
Detective Pikachu's getting another game.
Nice. That was a great film.
The game's so weird because the game he's like a surly old man who smokes cigars. Pikachu.
They couldn't get. Go on.
Oh, they couldn't get Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. No.
Oh, if they could have, I'd imagine they did. I don't think there's much budget for this game.
Yeah. The budget's gone. He says 2 words, game over. There's a Persona game as well, Persona 5 Tactica.
Yeah, that's a game I'm going to play the day it comes out. That looks great. I love tactics games. I love Persona 5.
There's been a serious amount of games been released lately. Like the amount of games that are coming out, it's ridiculous.
Been a lot of games
November, October.
Specifically for me.
Nice. Well, that's what you want.
RPGs.
It's all about me. October and November are flat out with games like.
The Arkham trilogy is coming to Switch, which is crazy.
Great games.
Yeah, I have a mate of mine who's like, I could get all those Riddler trophies again, so he's pretty happy.
Oh god, Riddler trophies broke me. It was the second one. I tried to get every single Riddler trophy. It broke me so much that I got to like 96%, and I booted up the game. I think it was the 3rd day in a row getting Riddler trophies, and I felt sad turning it on. I went, you know what? I'm done. I know there's only 4% left.
Oh Jesus! You just walked away from it.
About has all the trophies on PlayStation, all the achievements on Xbox, all the achievements on Steam, and we'll be getting them all on Switch. He is psychotic when it comes to those games.
I've never 100%ed a game my whole life, and I just don't get it. Maybe I just don't have the attention span for it. It's the same as you, Paddy. I just don't have the attention span. I can't do it.
Every time I hear someone talking about my platinums, I'm like,
don't say that. Don't say that. We love platinums here. Don't say that.
Great. Whoa. Saying that I'm the exact same. I think one of the few games I actually 100%ed and it was recently was God of War Ragnarok. I got the platinum in that, but that's actually not a bad platinum to get.
A lot of people got that platinum.
You don't have to do everything. You have to do. There's like you don't have to completely 100%, but you can still get all the trophies.
Good game.
The only platinum I have was by accident.
What's it called?
Undertale. Undertale's platinum is there's a secret level in the game with a box in it, and you can put a coin in the box, and nothing happens, and you keep putting coins in the box. When you put 50 in the coins in the box, it goes, "There's the platinum trophy."
Nice.
I was like, oh no, I survived for so long. Like,
there is a lot of people out there that love platinums. That's platinum hunters. Yeah. They just flat out you see them post in the group all the time. They love getting their platinums, and fair play to them. Like I don't have the attention. No, it's not for me either. I just don't have the attention span, to do it. I get through.
Sorry, go on.
No, John, go on.
I was gonna say, I literally know people who buy mediocre games.
Yeah.
Because
these are the people I have problems with.
They know it's an easy 1000G or whatever.
What is it? I'm bread.
Iron Bread, Terminator Salvation. That's another notorious one, apparently. A few of them.
Mayo, is there a Mayo game or something? Is that what it's called? What's it called? Something Mayo. That's supposed to be.
There's a Mayo one as well.
Yeah, there's loads of them types of games that are just easy platinums. Easy platinums.
You can get a game published on the PlayStation Store that is not a game, but will get you a platinum trophy in like 4 or 5 minutes. You will make money on it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Most of them are free though, aren't they? A lot. Well, I suppose they're not free at the start. They end up going for
a couple of quid.
Yeah, they end up going. Hey, well, if you get a Euro game, just get a platinum trophy. Here's a trophy. I'm a millionaire.
A Euro platinum, just making bank.
Making bank. That's the game you make as well. I suppose that's what's coming next is pay to earn. Play to earn. There's another game, Palia. Have you seen this?
Yeah, it looks fine. I don't really know much about it.
It looks like a Zelda-ish kind of.
Which is there's another farming game as well that kind of looks interesting if you're into that kind of thing.
I can't look at another farming game. In the past 3 weeks, I've seen like 70 farming game trailers.
That farming game clip we made that you were talking about, it's gone. Like people love that clip.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they love it.
Dream farm.
Yeah, how do you make your dream farm? they went absolutely berserk for it. But that's good. It's a good thing. You've got a great voice. You've got a great voice for it all. A great voice for radio. It's not an insult. It's not an insult. I swear to God.
Don't worry. I'm under no
illusions.
Yeah, illusions about myself.
I forgot this. We've got bad news for Xbox lovers. We're getting a price hike. And the reasons is we're keeping up on PlayStation. This is the worst thing to say. PlayStation are raising their prices. We must do it too. They're going up like by 50 quid or something. It's a big jump. But this
is literally the thing that Sony did like 6 months ago.
Yeah, but I thought that was to keep up with inflation.
Yeah, that seems to be the thing.
You
have an Xbox. You don't have an Xbox, John. You just use the PC, don't you?
I just use the PC, and even at that, I'm mainly on the PlayStation at the moment. Like Game Pass is good,
yeah,
but like it obviously it needs more games, like original games. It has Starfield and stuff, which is coming out.
Yeah, the reason the price is going up.
Yeah, that's exactly. Like I completely agree with you.
Is the Starfield tax?
The Starfield tax.
So it's going up €1 for the Game Pass. So it's going from 10 to 11. This is dollars, but I don't know if I could see the euros. But I'm guessing it's around the same. Yeah. And then it's going up £2 for the Ultimate Game Pass Ultimate. It's a good time to do it. Starfield looks awesome.
Starfield looks really, really great.
So like that's why it's happening.
It's crazy that everyone's like, oh yeah, there's Starfield's coming out, and they're like, we give Bethesda an extra year for quality assurance. Like, oh, Starfield's coming out. I've never seen so many people be like, oh no, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Well, the showcase really, like the fact that it was a 45-minute showcase and it showed like so much.
They have so much confidence in it.
Made me feel like, do you know what? This could be actually good, because obviously they lost a lot of favor with 76. But like, again, people have their problems with Bethesda. To be fair, they usually, especially with these titles, they usually knock them out of the park. So I want to see it. Fallout New Vegas, fantastic game.
They had no 45-minute showing for Fallout 76. That was released like a couple of weeks after it was announced. They have faith in Starfield in a way I've never seen this company have.
No 45-minute display for Redfall. No confidence in that one.
Fallout 76 is supposed to be doing. No, Fallout 76. What did I say? What's the 76?
The multiplayer Fallout.
Yeah. No, 7. What's the game 76 that came out? You were talking about a few minutes ago. I missed listening to stuff.
Yeah, Fallout 76.
Yeah. No, that's supposed to be doing really well, isn't it?
Yeah, that game really fixed itself over the years.
Yeah.
People really like it now.
I might give it a go then.
They may give it a go.
I give it a go.
Just don't buy the exclusive bag edition.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And the bag.
The duffel kerfuffle.
Yeah.
We'll give Brian the mic here for a few minutes. Brian, give us a look. What's going on with the fighting scene in a minute? The fighting game's coming out. What would you think would be the best one to get?
Well, there's just one that anyone's playing at the moment. To be honest with you, that anyone's playing is Street Fighter 6. It's only been out a couple of weeks, and it's just absolutely dominating the scene, and it needs to, because Project L is on its way from Riot, and I think if if the producers of these games have their brain screwed on, like Project L stands a chance of just wiping out the entire genre, basically, competitively at least. Like, but Street Fighter 6 is so good. It's probably the best fighting game total package I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's multiple control systems for your level of ability with fighting games, so you don't have to learn how to do, quarter circle motions with the modern controls, but they're kind of balanced. So like there's some people who have been playing for years who are like, I might try that modern control system. There's the World Tour mode, so there's like a little Yakuza game in there. If you want to play that,
that looks cool.
Yeah, it does look cool. Like I haven't played much of that myself. I'm just on ranked.
How are you doing on it? Getting wrecked.
Yeah. Like I haven't had much time to really get into it. I'm
glad how busy being an adult.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Crap, like,
yeah.
High in gold. Like the system is very diverse. Like you can play the characters the way you want it. There was a big problem with Street Fighter 5 that it felt very restrictive to play for people who really knew their fighting games. Like in 4, you could pick Ryu and say, oh, I'm going to play defensive, or I'm going to play aggressive and do whatever you wanted. But with 5, it was there like, this is your track to victory. You have to do a certain move at a certain time, let your V bar build up, do your V trigger move, and then you put the other guy into 50.
Oh, you need him in the face.
You just hit him. I've made that joke many times on commentary that, like, you got to hit the other guy. At the end of the day, that's all you need to do. Like, don't overthink it. Just hit the other guy.
Don't overthink it. That's great advice. Just do it. Just do it.
Well, people do overthink in fighting games.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, the mental stack thing. Like, if you're worried about everything your opponents could do at any given time, you're gonna get smacked by them. Like, so
you should be really worrying about what you're doing, not him.
Yeah.
It's nice to see that they finally made one of these. Like, it's been such a long time since 4 took over. 5 was such a wet fart.
Yeah. Now 5 was good by the end, but that's not. They need to hit the ground running. They need to dominate the space.
And you think they've hit the ground running this time?
Yeah. It sold 1 million in the first week, which is a lot for a fighting game. An awful lot for a fighting game. Because they're growers fighting games. Like, because the community keeps going. Yeah. So, like, for example, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, that came out, that did something like 300,000 in the first week. Not great. But it ended up doing 8 or 9 million.
What a game. That's up there for me. I freaking love that game.
People just kept buying it, and it's phenomenal. It's one of the most, like, I'm not great at playing it, but I love watching it. Like,
it's great at Evo. It's fantastic at Evo. Justin Wong, which is amazing. Who's your main in Street Fighter?
In Street Fighter, it's Guile. I'm almost famously Guile.
Nice.
I'm gone again.
I was watching a tournament in I think it was Sweden, Head Stomper, and an Irish Guile player started playing, and they were like, shout outs to Doom, Brian Von Doom in Ireland. So I'm kind of well known for playing Guile. Like, I have every game since 2. Like, but in 6 there's about 4 or 5 different characters. Like, DJ looks amazing.
Yeah,
like, he's brilliant in 6. And there's this new character called JP, who's, everyone just calls him an anime character. He's like got all these crazy projectiles.
Oh yeah,
who kind of breaks the rules of Street Fighter. But the whole the drive system in 6, every character can break the rules almost at will. Because they're like, oh, I'm gonna dash across the screen and do a full screen overhead. That's plus. So you've got to guess your block right, and then you've got to block the next thing that's coming to. It's just really good. It's a great game. Very, very flexible in how it plays, and it deserves the success it's having.
And do you think Mortal Kombat has a chance of?
Oh, Mortal Kombat will, in terms of sales, Mortal Kombat will blow Street Fighter out of the water unless they really cock up, because the last 3 generations have.
Right.
It's just got it.
That demo has gotten rave reviews as well from Games Fest.
What I find interesting about it, it has the Marvel superhero system. The assist. Which like, it's nothing new, but it's new to this kind of American fighting game kind of thing.
And was it confirmed? It was a leak a while ago. Now, I don't know whether it was true or not, but there was supposed to be a leak on Mortal Kombat that they're supposed to have Omni-Man and Homelander. Was that ever proven true?
No, that's not been proven. That's not been proven. but would be great. Would be amazing.
Homelander would be such a good addition to that game.
Yeah.
What else is coming out in terms of fighting games?
Tekken 8's on its way.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I love Tekken.
Tekken 7 was so good.
It's a good year for fighting games.
So good for so long.
Yeah. And in case you don't know, Ireland overperforms in Tekken. There's a guy from the north called Fergus, who often places top 16 in the world tours. And there's a whole community who's basically grown around this guy. So like, if you want to play a fighting game and play like some of the best guys in the world, and you're in Ireland, Tekken is one of the ways to go. Although they're all playing Street Fighter 6 right now, and will until Tekken comes out. Like, but it's a fun time, but also because other people probably aren't looking at it this way, but I've got my eye on Project L. There's some really good developers behind Project L, but I don't like the idea of it soaking all the competitive players up, which it might.
Riot owning fighting games.
Yeah. Don't want Riot.
What is Project L for people that don't know?
It's a League of Legends, the fighting game, and it's been in development for maybe 3 or 4 years. And a lot of the people behind it, Riot just hired a lot of the very best American developers behind fighting games. From several different places. The community managers, some of them were people who were involved in Evo. So, like, they're top tier in terms of America. My favorite fighting games are all the Japanese ones. The American ones, not really for me. But it does stand a chance of just eradicating all the competition. So Capcom have done their bit and hit it out of the park with SF6. NetherRealms needs to do the same with Mortal Kombat 1. And Bandai Namco.
I still say that occasionally.
Yeah, I've worked for them. And Namco Bandai have to knock it out of the park with T8 as well. I really think they will.
It looks like all of the developers we'll make this 1 year and we'll fight really hard to keep fighting games.
Yeah, and it's a great time to be part of the scene for that reason. Like, we're gonna get some just amazing fighting games this year.
Nice. Well, it's good to see there's so many coming out at the one time. It's a lot of competition. I suppose you could jump in between all of them. If you're bored of one, you can jump into the other one.
I love that all the developers are like really trying to make them more accessible in this generation as well, in a way that really hasn't been done before.
Yeah, and it's important. Like, there's been attempts to do it before, but the attempts sucked. Basically, like so. Again, using the Marvel vs. Capcom example, there was a simple method in Marvel vs. Capcom, but it didn't kind of teach you anything. You just hit buttons and stuff happened, and you couldn't go. I think you couldn't go into ranked with it, so it was effectively useless. It was there for you to give to your kids.
Yeah, and then you give it to one of your mates, and they play Sentinel with it, and you couldn't move.
Yeah.
Button bashers. Button bashers. Yeah. We all love them. We all hate them. We all love to do it, but we all hate people do it to us. Well, I was a bit of a button basher. I'm not gonna lie. But Mortal Kombat has a different kind of. You have to connect the buttons up, isn't it, to do certain moves? Whereas Street Fighter is different, isn't it?
Yeah, there's different. There's this different kind of systems in the way that you play them.
Yeah.
In terms of like the inputs, like for example, Street Fighter, you have to do rolling motions like down, forward. Mortal Kombat, it's just like down, then forward. There's no roll to it. Like, so it's more like it feels more like you're dialing in to me, feels more like you're dialing in combos as opposed to fluid motions.
Yeah.
And the way hit confirmation works, and hit confirmation is when you throw out a move and then you see if it hits and then you like complete a combo or something like that. In Mortal Kombat, you might enter 3 or 4 moves, whereas in Street Fighter or similar, it might be 1 or 2. So it feels in Mortal Kombat, it feels a bit more like a typing simulation, a bit.
Yeah.
But that's not worse. It's just different. If you know what I mean. Yeah. So
I always thought Mortal Kombat, like talking about Mortal Kombat, or not Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter is more like Magic the Gathering or chess, whereas other games are like way more regimented and very like short moves, and everything else gets flashier and more comboier as you go from it.
Just hit them.
Just hit them.
Tekken's combos are insane compared to what you can do in Street Fighter.
Yeah, like if you were to ask me what's the most complex fighting game, I'd probably say Tekken.
Yeah.
Like, you have to learn so much to get good with Tekken.
I can never understand how King players do it.
It's just like you're talking about not achieving platinums. Like, I'll sit down and grind one combo for 30 or 40 minutes that has a couple of one frame links in it until I get that right. But there's an instant dopamine hit when you do get that, and then you go online and you do it. Like, it feels amazing.
Gratification.
I've never been able to have that dedication. Impressive people who can.
It's funny because I love the speed running community. If you get like fighting game people next to the speed runners, you get the fighting game players going, I don't know how you do that. You're doing 100 one frame tricks in a row, and then the speed runners, they're like, I don't know how you do that because you're doing one frame tricks against a live opponent. We have a pattern that we follow. Like, and the two of us are just like, what you do is mental, and then it's like the Spider-Man meme, like everyone
pointing at each other.
At each other. Like,
it's definitely an interesting time to be a fighting game enthusiast. Definitely, with all the games coming out. Is there a Dragon Ball Z, new Dragon Ball game coming out as well?
There's a patch coming out for the old
patch.
Well, there might be. See, there's a constant stream of those, those 3D kind of range distance fighter ones. So I'm not sure. There might be a new one of them.
Arc System Wars games.
Yeah,
I do like Dragon Ball.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Fighters, as it was called, has a patch coming out.
Okay.
Which it will have a balance patch, so it's kind of like a new version of the same game. But that was humongous, so there will be a new one.
Yeah. I hope they make One Piece fighters. It's my thing. I want that. So
why not?
Bad.
Oh, Bleach for me. If
I'd also play a Bleach version.
I know that Bleach fighters exist, but like one in the West that like is like Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Good one.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, next on the list we have something that two boys be interested in anyway. Final Fantasy 16. Is it dropped today, or was it supposed to be out tomorrow? Or
midnight
today?
Midnight today.
Yeah,
so this morning. How is it going? Do you enjoy it? Yes.
Very good. Very nice.
Yeah. Are you far into? Were you not working today, Aidan? Were you just playing it and supposed to be working?
I played the demo last night, and then I played an hour afterwards when it came out at midnight, and I haven't played it since. And whenever this podcast is over, it's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'd already played the demo like last week, and again, like I've said it a few times, but a good thing about the demo was because the demo is just the start of the game. It's not like a snippet. It's not anything like that. It's the start of the game, and it's a good chunk. It's like 2 hours or whatever, an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Wait, can I just stop you there? Wait, would that not annoy you? Like if you use the start of the game and go play the start of the game again?
No, they let you keep your save.
Oh,
you literally cut me off in the middle of my point.
Sorry, no, I just had to get in there while you're talking about it. I had to get in there.
No, that was literally what I was saying. I said,
okay, sorry, John. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But yeah, you can save. You can save after the demo, so you literally hop in right after it. It's really cool. So you don't have to replay any of that.
Okay.
No, it's really fun. The fight mechanics are magnificent. It's done by, I can't remember his name, but it's by the guy who did Devil May Cry 5 and Dragon's Dogma. It's combat. So it's solid. And it's just fun.
Is it turn based?
No, they haven't done really turn based. This is literally like hack and slash with a little bit of elements like your control and stuff. Like you've got cooldowns on some abilities that you can do, and you've got like other characters you can control with like the left buttons, like the D-pad and stuff.
Yeah.
So it is. There is a little bit kind of more mechanic space. It's not just hitting square, but a lot of it is just hitting square.
Is there magic? Is there any of that?
Yeah.
Summons?
Yeah, kind of. Like, yeah. Well, there are definitely summons. The whole game is
like,
that's what the game. I'm not gonna lie. The game is essentially Attack on Titan, and I can't believe it took me this long to realize it. It's basically like this is like the demo stuff. This is the start of the game. The game is about people who can take over dominance, which are essentially the summons, and there's special people out there who can control very, very big monsters, and they're fighting in a medieval type of setting. It's Attack on Titan, but it's really, really good. And Attack on Titan's good anyway, so I don't mind.
I've literally not heard a negative thing about it. Like,
no.
Yeah, no, like everyone I know is saying that played the demo said it's amazing. Like I like the odd JRPG. I'm definitely going to play this because it's just constant positive praise, and like DMC5 has such good combat. Like if it's like that,
yes, and it flows really well. It's the kind of game where you could just mash square and get away with it, but like if you want to get to the nitty gritty, there's like so many kind of
dodge.
Oh, you have to dodge, of course. Well,
the dodge is really satisfying, and there's perfect dodges as well.
Yeah, perfect dodges. They get more damage, it slows down time. You can parry by attacking at the same time as your enemy, which I find very hard to do. I won't lie, because I know if it's a parry button, I'm able to do it. But the fact that it's like you have to attack while they're attacking, it seems weird to me. But I'll probably get used to it. It's just really cool. It's really cool combat.
What when you say perfect parry? What kind? Like, is it like right on the last possible frame, or
last 12?
Okay, because like if it's the last frame, that's the type of thing I get addicted to, you know.
Well, it's really hard to do because you can hit dash whatever you want, not dash, but like evade whatever you want. But because the parry is like square, so I'm already mashing square. I'm hitting square a million times in the space of a second. So like the fact that you want me to slow down, stop hitting square, you maniacs, and wait for him to attack so I can hit square to parry him. It's just I haven't got that brain into me yet. You know what I mean?
I'll be dodging more than I'll be parrying. I'll say that
100%. I've only parried like twice, and it's by accident.
Yeah,
it's because I was already attacking him.
Yeah, they took. I hate Final Fantasy 15. Like, I'm a lifelong fanatic of the series, and I hated that game. And it seems like they took all of the things I hated about it and threw it out and replaced it with all the things I liked about the Final Fantasy 7 remake. It's so fun to play and like gripping. The story's really gripping and like interesting from the get-go. The characters are like pretty well written. I think it's been pretty famous. The guy who's directing this game was like, I made the entire cast watch Game of Thrones before we made this, and it shows.
yeah. It's Game of Thrones meets Attack on Titan. It really is. I kind of berserk. Only the setting. I like a nice medieval big swords and monsters type of situation. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Paddy, I think you're talking, but we can't hear you.
That's annoying.
I saw your mouth moving. I'm assuming you were talking. An hour after that, what you said? Yeah. So it's really good. Like I obviously won't say this happens to me, but like even the demo section was very good. Like that story.
The end of the demo is insane.
Let me kill you.
Yeah, and like it's brutal and violent in a way Final Fantasy has never been.
And so
like,
much.
There's people getting their throats cut and they're swearing. I've
so
never
much
seen
swearing.
Like
so much swearing.
No, we have still
not yet, Paddy.
Not got Paddy back.
Hello.
How do you feel about Final Fantasy 16? Are you going to play it? Leave a comment down below and make sure like and subscribe.
I would recommend it. We move on to a different story. I have this one open here.
Okay.
They announced the collection of the Metal Gear Solid Collection version 1. There's a game in it that Kojima would probably be pretty annoyed in it.
So I've never, to be honest with you, I never even knew about that game because I wouldn't be, because that come out after Metal Gear, the first Metal Gear.
Yes. So and then Metal Gear got ported to very good. But they're included in this series. It's like those 4 games, the 2 original MSX games and the 2 NES games, as well as Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3. This is the greatest bargain in the history of video games.
Nice. Like, that's a bold statement.
I'm looking at this. I'm like, this is
isn't it? And two is pretty good as well. But Metal Gear Solid 3 is literally one of those games I put up there that I say is probably consistently in my top 5. Like
I want to shoot.
No, you really don't.
I'm not a big fan of stealth. I want to kill things.
You can play these games. You don't have to stealth.
You can stealth and then kill. You stealth into the kill. There you go.
I used well, the closest I ever got to speedrunning games is I used to play Metal Gear Solid 2 every day and finish it maybe twice a day. So I probably have finished the game about 50 times. It's probably my favorite game of all time. But like, you don't have to stealth at all in that game. You find a gun in the first place and just like run,
cartwheel,
cartwheel and shoot, and they'll fall over, and you walk into the room, and then everything's reset.
For Bungie for Braden, who in turn turned out to be
who is a loser that just wants to be Solid Snake, just like the player.
And the whole thing was just a freaking. The whole thing was a virtual. Well, not joke.
And then for the next 20 hours, he fucks with your head in so many interesting ways. I love Kojima. I genuinely think he's a genius.
Yeah, especially when the kernel starts going mental. Like, do you realize he's an AI? That's so good.
Yeah, it's only gotten more relevant.
I have a friend, I've said this story before, but I have a friend who legitimately not gonna lie.
I have a PS3 and I have one disc for it and I have a controller, and I'm never getting rid of them because if I get rid of them, I can't play Metal Gear Solid 4. I just want to get rid of the PS3. There's a slot under my TV that my PS5 could go into.
Yeah.
Yeah, about a PS5. That thing is too big.
It's massive. It's ridiculous.
Is it just me, or is the Series S almost designed for fighting game tournaments?
Yes, it is. Like it's a constant discussion. But yeah, it's a literal cube shape. Like
you're so square.
I know, and like I've run fairly big events, and we used to get like massive flight cases full of PS4s, and that was correct because they kind of interlocked because of the design of them.
Oh yeah, they stack well.
Yeah, they stacked really well. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the PlayStation 5 must stack.
No chance.
Yeah,
no chance.
Someone said this to me the day after the show the PS5. I was like, fighting game tournaments aren't going to use this.
Yeah. The latency, so you can react to things quicker, basically on a super high frame rate. And I believe the PS5 can do up to 120, but it's a horrific, massive shape. And if we can get like some kind of portable PC to do similar, might be better. But the flip side to that is, I don't know, like FGC events, people just come up and plug in a controller, and some people
PCs are just not going to be easy.
are not great for that, and takes a lot of time. So
there would have to be a discussion on like stock parts that everybody has to buy, so they all have the same machine.
And talking about Street Fighter 4, one of the greatest things that Street Fighter 4 did for the community was that I was slagging them, but Mad Catz hit that original tournament edition stick out of the park. Like, they were all high quality parts in it. People was really, still talk about those. Yeah. And like, I mean, I've won somewhere. Like, I've about 6 or 7 sticks, but I like the TE was a great one. and the FGC is suffering a little bit due to that lack of consistency, because like every tournament was Xbox 360 component connection and T's all around, like, but we don't know what the future holds. Hey, Paddy's back.
Hey, old Paddy.
Everything's going wrong. Everything. Anything that go wrong today is going wrong. It's ridiculous.
You have had so many tech
I'm having no
problems.
luck. PC needs to clean, I think. I don't know what's going on.
That's the hate. The hate will bait you.
Sound gone.
We kept things
Sorry
going.
if the sound gone. We're back again. It's probably my sound was gone. Now the screen's gone. Oh, the weather outside is frightful.
Weather outside is weather.
The weather outside is weather. There we are again. Hello. Right, we're back. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through it. I swear to God. If it's the last thing I do. What were we talking about?
We just talked about the Metal Gear Solid collection.
Oh, very good. Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So much so. I'm more looking forward to the second one.
Nice. The one on the PlayStation should be class. The one that's coming out. What's that? The remake of number 3, is it?
3. Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks superb.
Yeah. If it's half as good as the Resident Evil 4 remake, I'm going to be the happiest man in the world.
Yeah. We'll move on, sure, while we're here in the running. You know, everyone's going so well. EA is splitting up into 2 companies, EA Sports and EA Entertainment.
Yeah.
The split is a part of EA's strategy to empower studios with more creative ownership and financial accountability.
Isn't it ours anyway?
Why? What do you think?
Okay, there's a couple of things. One might be that it's going to get sold to someone. You know, there might be an Activision Microsoft thing going on, maybe with Sony or something, and the sports would be separated into their own brand, so you won't run into the same issues with the FTC and the likes.
Okay.
That it's monopoly
I
problems.
think it's absolute. I think it's. Yeah. I think it's a lot of it is also to do with a lot of companies are banning online gambling and all these sports games.
Yeah.
There's already a couple of countries you can't buy FIFA in.
Yeah. The other kind of argument I heard, I think it's that one. That's immediately what I thought when I read the news. But the other argument that I heard is because it's EA Entertainment and the fact that all of a sudden video game movies are the new comic book movies.
Branching out.
Yeah, that like they have so many IP. They've you know, how many companies have EA bought and you know had valuable IP that they've just let go fallow, that they're not using. Like
that's actually, it could be a lit from column A and from column B because they both sound feasible.
Yeah, in the real world, you know, these things don't just have one reason and that's it. Like you know. But I would say the monopoly thing is certainly a part of it, and probably the loot boxing thing, because that is only going to
Microsoft having the trouble with this Activision thing has probably scared a couple of people.
Yeah.
Laura Bailey is appointed as the president of EA Entertainment, overseeing key studios and leading central technology and development services. Vince Zampella will lead the studios responsible for Apex Legends, Star Wars games, and Battlefield with EA Entertainment. So just all the sports games are going on one. The entertainment games are going on the other.
And I'll say to them, EA Entertainment is looking to be a company that's going to hit it out of the park a lot. They've done some really good stuff in the past couple of years now. In a way I would not have said about EA in a long time. So we'll see how things go.
It is big news. It's a kind of a weird thing to happen. It doesn't happen very often with these big massive companies.
I do wonder if Stake.com wants to buy EA Sports.
What would save them though? Like if they're banning the gambling in sports, like what will say? What them splitting up? What is that going to do for that? Like
it just means that EA Entertainment never has to deal with that red tape. So that comes up, like the loot box stuff that all the sports, all those Ultimate Team games are going to have to go through.
Yeah, so like this is the EA Sports is the shady side of the company now.
It's just that those Ultimate Team things are a victim of their own success in a lot of ways. They make so much money now that to take them out of the games, you can no longer afford the licenses for the sports.
Yeah, I've never agreed with the loot boxes and stuff like that in games. I don't like them at all.
Especially like sports games, you know, they're aimed at kids. Yeah, kids are playing them, and you're teaching kids to gamble, and that sucks.
Like that Ultimate Team is really predatory.
Yeah. Horrifically predatory.
Oh yeah,
and it's addictive. It's got to the point where EA pay more for the FIFA license now than they do from the sales of FIFA, because the amount of money they make off Ultimate Team is like so much higher than how much they make from selling the game itself.
It's nuts, the stuff that's going on. It is very big news for that to happen.
There is. You were saying that this hasn't happened. Like Microsoft had to split for monopoly reasons, like in the late 90s.
They may have to do it again.
They may, yeah.
They might have to do it again.
Exactly.
Roland, how are you? Things aren't going well, I'll be honest. My PC has been an ass.
Can we read something? Can you want to read something really funny on the podcast? I'll throw it in the chat. So I found it changed.org petition today.
Right. What is it?
You can. It's in the chat. You should read this out. It's so funny.
Let's see if we can get it down. Starfield.
This has to be a troll, right?
I don't know. It made me laugh. It's 3,000.
There's
but the people signing it don't have to be trolls, but the person making it, I'd assume.
Make Starfield a PS5 exclusive. For a decade, Bethesda games have been released on PlayStation. They perform better on PlayStation, run better, and sell better. Xbox, and especially Phil Spencer, have no business taking them away.
Well, I think it's exactly the businesses. This is a troll. The fact that they've said no business in capitals, the person who meant this, I'm 100% convinced is a troll. Maybe not the signatures, but the person who meant it is.
At one stage, he calls Phil. One stage, he calls Phil Spencer Phil Dispenser.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
That's more like, no, don't take it away from PlayStation. Give it to PlayStation. You should never have this. It's not
had
fair.
a great laugh at this.
I don't know. I think we'll leave the show there.
No problem.
Just a shout out. We started a Patreon this week, and we have 2 beautiful members. Maybe I have to ask them, is it okay to call their names out and stuff? So we'll wait till next week for that. But it's great to have. We're going to share the Patreon in the chat there now.
That should be a Patreon tier where we share.
Yeah, it is. But I just have to make sure. I'm just not sure. I just want to make sure. The
Neville McFadden, you.
Who's that?
I've made up name.
Just a made up person. I don't know who it is. I don't know what it is, but he's there. The TikTok is going well. We hit over 1,000 subs this week. Subs followers this week. We've hit 800 on YouTube. We're flying on Ether, and thanks very much for everything the community's doing this week. We really, really enjoy it. Aidan, where can the good folks find you? You're not here.
Twitter.
Donegal playing Twitter.
I'm on Twitter. AODHAN616.
Too old for gaming.
You can find me at 2O for Gaming. That's TOOOLD for Gaming. And you can find me just typing in places and you'll find me. But I will say I am coming back to streaming, and I'm thinking about streaming on YouTube instead of Twitch. So okay. I might yeah. They haven't given me the contract, Paddy. I haven't had.
No, I'll give you the contract. It won't be real. Don't sign it. But I'll give it to you.
Okay, perfect. I'm in.
I'm probably gonna start streaming myself next couple of months.
Oh, do man! Awesome.
Yeah, once my good internet comes in August, I'm so excited.
Good internet.
You don't need
good internet. I'm terrible internet. Sorry.
The next one's coming out already. Do you see that? The next wave of internet is a 2 gigabyte.
I don't care. A gigabit will do me for the next 15 years.
I'll take a consistent 20 meg. You don't understand, people.
I can't.
The life I live.
I can't get over 10 until 2 in the morning.
It's insane.
Jesus Christ, it's mad. When you don't have it though, you miss it. Honest to God, when you don't realize what you have until it's gone.
Oh, I'm so excited. True. Good internet.
But yeah,
Brian, I suppose Twitter is the place to find you too.
Yeah. Brian Von Doom on Twitter is probably the easiest place to get to me. I stopped streaming recently.
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'll return to it someday. For the moment, that's where to get me if you want me. Brian Von Doom on Twitter.
And the Alpha Fox, head over to his channel because he's trying to get over his watch time. Please do check him out. He's doing mods on Fallout 4, isn't it, John? I think.
Yeah, he's made a lot of mods to kind of make it look kind of like Stalker and stuff like that.
Yeah, so if you're looking for any guides or anything like that is the channel to hit. Please do hit the sub button here. Check out our shorts, and we put them up daily. And we'll see you this time next week, hopefully in a better mood. Things will go better. Well, now you're in a great mood. My stuff's going since I got on this computer. Since you're bad luck. No, thanks for